The Real Mccoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real Mccoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
All right, I think we should call the meeting to order.
I definitely think we should have the play.
They've always been big money makers.
All right, now.
I still say it's a lot of nonsense.
Grandpa, the Grange needs the money. I'm for the play.
Right, good. All right, quiet, please, everybody, or we'll never get any place. Now, I think the majority of us are in favor of putting on the play. After all, we've made money with them before, so why not stick with a good thing? Now, the only question is, who's going to offer to let us use their barn this year?
I still say a raffle would be better.
No.
Now, whose barn can we use? Just raise your hand. I don't expect anybody to offer who's offered before.
A raffle.
That's fine, my boy. You're a lifesaver.
Guess that fella behind us must have a hole in his head or something.
All settled, then. McCoy barn.
The McCoy barn?
I offered it. I guess you didn't see me when I raised my hand.
Look, you out of your head.
Yeah, Grandpa, the Grange has done a lot for us, and I think it's about time we retaliated.
Well, we got a busy barn, and we ain't holding up our operations for no silly shenanigans.
There some problem with the McCoy barn?
Oh, no, Mr. Barstow. We're only too happy to offer it, ain't we, Grandpa? Ain't we, Grandpa?
Delighted. Well, hi, George.
Hi, Amos.
Never had no idea you was coming over tonight, but you sure feel like a good game of checkies.
Well, I didn't come over to play checkers.
You didn't?
No, I'm just on my way down to the barn. You know, the first meeting and rehearsal of the play.
Now, George, don't tell me you got mixed up in that thing, too.
Well, I'm sure going to offer my services wherever I'm needed. Painting scenery or whatever it is. And, you know, Amos, it's the duty of every member of the Grange.
Oh, that's a lot of hogwash. I never heard the like of it. Luke's down there, Helga's down there making costumes or something. Even Pepina's down there. Now, I'll tell you right now, I ain't going to get mixed up in none of that foolishness.
You might change your tune if you knowed who was going to direct the play.
Who?
Miss Fay Ray.
Fay Ray?
Yeah. She just bought a ranch out here in the valley, and she's going to act in the play, too.
She is, huh?
Mm-hmm. Now, what do you say about going down, huh?
Fay Ray, huh?
Yeah, in person. Well, I got to be going. Oh, come on, Amos. Hey, come on.
No, George, I've been again this thing from the start. And I'm again it now. Fay Ray or no Fay Ray, I'm staying right here.
All right. Suit yourself.
Arthur, I've tried to be a good wife to you, but something has come between us. Maybe it's this gold. Is it so important to you? Is it?
That's very good, Mrs. Comstock, especially for a first time. Would you like to try that last line again, and this time with just a little more emotion?
Is it so important, Arthur? Is it?
That's better. You'll do just fine, Mrs. Comstock.
Well, thank you.
Now, I'll need an older gentleman to play the leading man. How about you? Would you like to try it?
Me, Miss Ray?
Yes.
Oh, well, I didn't figure to do no acting.
Go on, George. Get up there.
Oh, well, if that's where I'm needed.
Come on.
Well, might as well tell you I ain't never done no acting before.
Don't let it worry you.
I might get stage fright.
Of course you won't.
Go on, get out there. Go on.
Now, this play is Greed for Gold, and it's played in the style of the times. You play a rich prospector who's madly in love with me. And regardless of the difference in our ages, I return your love.
Sounds like a whopping good yarn, don't it?
Now, the part you play is Abner Butterfield. Now, Abner is a forceful man, dynamic, a man of decision, completely domineering.
When do I start acting?
We'll try it right now. Let's see, page 61. Now, that's the most dramatic scene in the play. This is where you offer me a bag of gold. And then we have the big love scene where you hold me in a passionate embrace.
Now?
No, not now.
This acting stuff could get in your blood.
Top of the page, please.
You're like a bunch of jackasses. Yeah, glad I ain't mixed up in it.
Trust me, my love, trust me.
But here I have security, my home, position, wealth.
I, too, can give you those things.
Then you step over to the table and pick up a bag of gold. We'll get some sort of bag for you. Go ahead.
Agatha, get your things packed. We are leaving here tonight forever.
But Abner, what about John?
Blast John! Blast John. You were always meant to be mine. I'm not going to lose you again. Never. Why, I go on, too. Abner opens his bag of gold and dumps it on the floor. Then he takes Agatha in his arms and kisses her with passion. Now?
Not now.
You think they was having fun or something?
Excuse me, ma'am. Could you spare some food for a poor prospect or who has not eaten in 6 days?
Yes, well, you didn't miss a word, did you?
Well, a little more practice, I think I could read it a whole lot faster.
Yes, of course. Now, you must remember that you're weak and hungry, and you should have just a little touch of desperation in your voice.
Yeah. Well, now that you mention it, that's what was missing, all right. Yeah, I wasn't quite weak enough.
Why, Amos, thought you wasn't coming down here.
Yeah, I just come down to get my whittling knife. I'm getting right back to the house.
Is this the kind gentleman who loaned us his barn for the play?
Oh, yeah, that's him, all right. Grandpa, come over here and meet Miss Ray.
I don't mind if I do.
Miss Ray, this is my grandpa, Amos McCoy.
I'm happy to know you, Mr. McCoy.
Howdy, ma'am. I'm happy to know you, too. I seen you in a lot of movies. Remember one I seen with a great big monkey called King
Kong. King Kong.
Yeah, that was it, yeah. You look even better in person.
Well, thank you, kind sir.
More power to you.
Sorry you're not staying down here with us.
Well, I ain't said for sure I won't.
We can certainly use all the help we can get.
You mean you'd like to have me work in the show?
What we need right now is a big, strong, strapping man.
Well, I always felt that if somebody was to give me a chance, I'd be pretty good at this acting stuff.
Sure you would, Grandpa.
See that pile of hay over there?
What?
Well, it's going to be in the way of the seats. Would you be kind enough to remove it? Thank you. That's a dear. We will appreciate it. And would you get rid of these chickens, too? Yeah.
Hey, George, get yourself a pitchfork, and I'll make you my assistant, and then you won't be left out of things, see?
It so happens, Amos, that I'm the leading man. I'm playing the part opposite Miss Ray.
You gonna get to kiss her?
With passion.
How How many times?
I kiss her on pages 14, 32, 43, and 61, and there's still 30 pages I haven't even looked at yet. So, I'm exactly what you'd call out of things. Hey, miss, will you watch out for that dust? As an actor, I've got to think of my larynx.
Well, that does it.
Does what?
All that work for nothing.
What are you talking about, Luke?
George come down with laryngitis. He lost his voice.
Well, I wouldn't say that was such a great loss.
Well, I took him to the doctor, but it don't look like he's going to be over it by Saturday night.
You going to call it off, huh?
Well, what chance we got to find the right type to play the part with 2 days to go? Hey, Helga, why don't you and me go out in the kitchen and make some coffee and bring him over some cookies?
You say, Luke, is all the rest of them over there yet?
Yeah. Have all the bad luck.
They say he's completely lost his voice. He can't even make a sound. I don't want to call it off, but what can we do?
Howdy, Miss Ray.
Hello, Mr. McCoy. I don't see that there's any choice.
You say it's too bad about George McMichael, won't it?
Yes, so unfortunate.
You guess maybe we'd have to find somebody to take his place, huh?
I've tried. If only we had a little more time.
Now, look, you have to be a fella in his late 60s, won't it?
Yes. You
Yeah.
all worked so hard.
The fella that's still got a spark of life left in him.
I know it's a terrible disappointment to all.
To handle all them love scenes and all that hugging and kissing and all that stuff.
I just can't think of a soul. Mr. McCoy, would you by any chance be interested?
Me?
Would you?
Well, it ain't never entered my mind, but I'd always been noticed one to pitch in when I was needed.
Wonderful. Well, let's see if we can find a scene where you can really get the feel of the part.
Well, on page 61, it was kind of meaty, as I recollect.
Page 61.
Oh, I don't have to read it. You see, I've been kind of watching the rehearsals. I got all here in my mind.
You know it by heart?
Well, just about, you know.
Well, that's fine. That'll save us a lot of time. And I'm sure you'll do just wonderfully.
Well, thank you. Now, if you want to do that kissing scene on page 61, why, it's all right with me.
All right. But, Abner, what about John?
Oh, blast, John. You've always been mine, and I ain't going to lose you again. Never.
I'm back.
You're supposed to be homesick in bed.
The show must go on.
Your voice, it sounds so much better.
Yeah, as late as 5 o'clock this afternoon, I could hardly hear myself talk.
I know, that's what we heard.
Then the doctor, he jabbed me with some of them biotic juices, and well, it was like a miracle.
Wonderful. Then we won't be needing you after all, Mr. McCoy. Mr. McCoy was kind enough to offer to play the part.
Huh?
What was that, Mr. McMichael?
Nothing.
I didn't want to do it anyway.
Mr. McCoy, Since you've expressed a willingness to help, there is something very important you could do.
Oh?
As you see, on the night of the performance, we want to make sure that everyone gets to his seat on time. And unless somebody supervises the parking, it could be an awful mess.
Me parking cars?
Thank you. I knew you would. You're such a dear.
We all do what we have a talent for him.
That's just the way you want it, ain't it? Me out there parking cars while you're in here doing the acting.
Amos, please.
Why, you miserable little polecat, is just where your acting belongs, in a barn.
Will you shut up? I'm trying to avoid draft.
Senor Grandpa, you should not get so mad about this.
Well, what do you want me to do after the way I've been treated? First, they take my barn.
But they have to have a place.
Then they got me pitching hay and now parking.
You'll be doing a great favor for the Grange.
Say, Pepina, what do them parking fellas get for parking a car?
Oh, some will get 50 cents, some others will... No. No, Senor Grandpa, you can't do it.
Well, why not? It's my property.
But the whole thing is for the Grange. Nobody makes a profit.
Well, I'm a-doing it, and you're helping me.
Senor Grandpa, you can threaten me. You can even fire me. But I will have nothing to do with this.
Well, what if I tell Conchita I seen you out with Carmen?
Thanks for parking with the Mccoys parking lot.
Well, how we doing, Pepina?
Good, but I still don't like it.
Everybody paying?
Well, there was a lady that forgot her purse, and I didn't charge the reverend.
Well, that's right, yeah.
And then there was Judge McMichaels.
Didn't he pay?
Well, he said he was the star of the show.
Well, that shriveled up Rudolph Valentini. We'll see whether he'll pay or not.
This way, please.
You're not in this play.
What?
Your roost.
Get your things packed. We're leaving here tonight for good. Agatha, get your things packed. We're leaving here. Oh, Amos, what are you doing back here just before the show?
I want my 50 cents.
You're insulting the star. It's unforgivable.
Mr. McCoy, whatever it is, not now. We go on in just a minute.
Well, he's trying to get away with that.
Mr. McCoy, please. And would you mind removing some of this wildlife?
Yeah, get your chickens out of here and stop annoying us actors.
Believe me, Senor Grandpa, there will be no more cars. The show has been on for almost an hour.
Well, I figured there'd be a few latecomers. And now, you see?
Si, senor.
Must be getting close to page 61.
Who knows?
I wouldn't miss that for the world. You see, now, I want you to count how much I took in.
You can't keep this, Senor Grandpa.
Look, do like I tell you. Count it, and when you get it done, bring it in to me. I wouldn't want nothing to happen to it. See?
Si, Senor Grandpa.
Life has been cruel to me.
Life has been cruel to me, too, Agatha. But it has taught me a different lesson.
What lesson is that?
If I could only teach you to love me, you would learn that lesson, too.
Abner, I do love you, but I'm afraid it is too late for us.
Where there is true love, it is never too late.
I feel so helpless.
Trust me, my love, trust me.
But here I have security, my home, position, wealth.
I, too, can give you those things. And most important of all, wealth. More wealth than you have ever dreamed of. Look.
Now, George. A kiss. We've gone through 2/3 of the play, and I'll tell you the rest. I decide to run away with Abner, but just as we're leaving, and my other gentleman suitor arrives. There's a big fight, but Abner wins, and we live happily ever after. I do think Mr. McMichael did just wonderfully, don't you?
Now, George.
I think we all had a wonderful evening, and after all, that's the most important thing. And all you actors up there, you did just fine. We want to thank you because you helped us raise the tidy sum of $204. Peter, what's this?
Money from parking.
What?
It was Senor Mccoy's idea.
Oh, it's wonderful. Folks, I guess we're not through extending thanks yet. Now, will Mr. Amos McCoy come up here a minute? There he is. Come on, come on. Friend, we owe Mr. McCoy here a great big vote of thanks. I just learned he figured out another way to raise some money for the Grange. Parking cars. So on top of the ticket sales, we have all this, too.
But, Mr. Marshall...
How about a big hand for Mr. McCoy?
Mr. McCoy, the members of the cast want to extend their thanks. And a personal thanks from me.
50 cents. I parked my car, too.
Oh.